Caitlin Clark misses game via Sparks. How serious is her new injury? The Indiana Fever lost 85-75 to the Los Angeles Sparks on June 26, missing superstar Caitlin Clark due to a groin injury. The Indiana Fever suffered a hard defeat on Sunday with Caitlin Clark sidelined. Clark missed the game with a groin injury she picked up in the wind over the Seattle Storm 2 nights earlier. It came as a big disappointment to the Fever, who were on a roll and were looking forward to sustaining their success. However, the absence of their offensive engine was just too much, as the Los Angeles Sparks outscored the Indiana 35-17 in the fourth quarter to win their game. The Fever announced Clark's injury on Thursday morning, confirming she would miss the game against Los Angeles. Head coach Stephanie White added that Clark is considered day-to-day as she recovers from her second injury this season. How serious is Caitlin Clark's new injury? The groin strain occurred in the final seconds of Tuesday's game. With the Fever leading by 8 and only 12 seconds on the clock, Clark fell to the court while trying to get free from a defender. That fall may now sideline her for more than just one game. The former Iowa star had already missed 5 games earlier in the year with a calf injury and had only recently found her rhythm again. She caught fire from deep, hitting 11 of her first 23-point attempts, but over her last 3 games, she struggled, shooting just 1 for 23 from beyond the arc and 13 for 47 overall from the floor. The Indiana star notched assist totals of 9, 10, and 9 in that same span. "She'll be fine," said teammate Lexi Hall, speaking to the Indy Star after the game. "We're not worried about it. She's a great shooter. She's a great player. This happens to every player, every great player. She'll be fine." Notably, Clark had never missed time due to injury until her rookie WNBA season. On a night when Indiana Fever fans packed the Gainbridge Fieldhouse with hopeful eyes and Fever jerseys stitched with Clark 22 on their backs, there was one glaring absence from the hardwood. Caitlin Clark, the rookie sensation who has become the heartbeat of the franchise and the pulse of the WNBA this season, was ruled out at Thursday's game against the Los Angeles Sparks with a groin injury. As the starting lineup was announced, the arena buzzed with confusion. No Clark, no deep threes from the logo, no fiery stare-downs or fast break dimes. It was true. The league's most-watched star was on the bench in street clothes, her legs wrapped in protective sleeves, cheering on her teammates with every ounce of competitive fire that normally powers her game. But behind the sideline smiles and courtside support, a bigger question looms. Just how serious is Caitlin Clark's new injury? From heroics to halt, Clark had just come off a stretch of games that reminded everyone why she's not just the face of the Fever, but of the league itself. She dropped 32 points on the defending champs, the New York Liberty, only days before her absence. But hidden between highlight reels was a growing concern. Visible fatigue, a few hard falls, and an increasingly evident limp during timeout. In the Fever's previous game against the Seattle Storm, she stumbled awkwardly late in the fourth quarter trying to save a ball from going out of bounds. A seemingly harmless play in the final seconds of a win. She grabbed at her leg, shrugged it off, and walked to the bench. Most assumed it was nothing, but the next day, tightness flared up and the trainers scheduled an MRI. That tightness, now diagnosed as a groin strain, ruled her out for at least 1 game and potentially more. The anatomy of a groin injury. Groin injuries are notoriously tricky in sports, especially for athletes whose game relies on explosive cuts, quick changes of direction, and fluid hip mobility. Clark's ability to dance around defenders, stop and pop from deep, and shift gears in transition makes her especially vulnerable to groin strain if overworked. It's not a tear, sources say, not yet, but it's also not something you rush. Playing too soon risks turning a minor strain into a season-altering setback. And for a player who's endured a relentless grind from a historic college campaign straight into WNBA action without much of a break, the signs are clear. Her body is waving a yellow flag.